Teacher tells the students to not go into the barrier that's on the path of the mountain. There is a monster there that you can't defeat as they are now, and they might even lose your life. Sophie couldn't believe what she just heard, gets mad at the teacher, and asks him why he didn't say that earlier when Wayne and Henry was still here. Teacher tells her that he forgot. Sophie tells him you can't forget something important like that. He tells her that is true and will let them know next time in advance. Well, if there even is a next time. He says not to worry since they are two failures, and he is sure they will drop out before reaching the barrier. Sophie couldn't believe that such a rotten person can be teacher in Alcera. She hopes Wayne and Henry will be safe. Kijin didn't say anything at all. The scene shifts to both of them running in the forest. Wayne tells Henry he is doing great. Henry gets happy as it was worth inscribing magic into their shoes. Henry inscribed magic circles into their school shoes and turned them into magic tools, and also by using physical enhancement on themselves, they can reach their high speeds easily, and also made sure to get permission to alter their shoes from the principal so they couldn't accuse them for cheating. Wayne tells Henry to be careful as the real test has just begun. Suddenly, Henry tells Wayne to stop. Wayne asks him what happened. He picks up a rock and throws it on the ground, and there was a magic trap there for them. They are happy as they didn't fall into this pitfall. Wayne thanks Henry for saving him. Wayne gets to thinking as these are the traps mentioned by their teacher. It was hard for Wayne to notice them. Henry is happy that he could help Wayne. Henry tells Wayne that he hasn't told him you would have probably found a way to deal with it. Wayne tells him that's not true. They say as all the traps are hidden so they should move a little slower and moves forward, and thus they overcame the traps and also fought the monsters. After all that were able to come to the top of the mountain and seize the magic barrier, according to Wayne as Kijin told him there is barrier with powerful monster inside it. They pretended to forgot and warned the other students about it after they left. Henry says they should take a detour. Wayne tells him no as this is the shortest route. Henry is stunned and tells him that it might prove troublesome even for him, as this is supposed to be one of another of those traps that they need to avoid. Wayne tells him it will be fine, so trust him. Wayne goes inside the magic barrier. Henry comes running behind him. They both come inside the barrier. Henry tells Wayne that the entrance is gone. They can't go back. Wayne tells him the entrance and exit are different here. Tree opened his eyes. Henry couldn't believe what he is seeing. The tree turned into a really big aggressive monster. Wayne says this seems to be a treant, which is weaker than the chimera he fought before the entrance exam. Henry is really scared, thinking that they have to defeat this monster to reach the exit. Wayne tells Henry he has already helped a lot, so leave it to him as he takes out his sword. The tree attacks Wayne. He uses shadow fire to burn his roots and jumps into the air, says there is no way a mere tree can stand a chance in front of him, and slashes the tree into two. After that he goes to Henry and tells him let's get out of here. Henry Coulson believe what he just saw, and finally they comes across the crystal. They both gets happy as they are the first who came. Wayne picks the crystal, and they both couldn't stop smiling. Wayne and Henry comes out of the forest. Teacher is surprised to see that it's these two. They tell Korin Sensei they have brought back the crystal, which means they have passed the practical training. Teachers tells them they must have cheated, as they may have been the first one to start, but still it's too fast. Korin gets irritated as they manage to avoid the barrier after he kept it hidden from them. Wayne tells him they did take the shortest route and defeated the treant. Teacher couldn't believe what he just heard. Teacher says there is no way that they can defeat the treant. Henry says it will be impossible for him, but not for Wayne, as he took down the treant in a single blow. Teacher finds this ridiculous as a failure like him can't do that. Wayne tells him when they come back with the crystal so quickly enough proof for him. Teacher says he is sure that they have cheated somehow. Wayne doesn't like that at all as he is always get accused of cheating by magicians. Wayne tells Korin if he doubt them so much why not confirm it by himself. Korin didn't like that at all, and Wayne tells him he can come at him at any time he wants. If he wins then Korin will have to correct his arrogant attitude as a teacher. Henry tells Wayne he can't do that. Korin gets mad and tells Wayne he will correct that rebellious attitude of his. He will show Wayne what real magic looks like and casts a spell and fires it towards them. Henry doesn't get how is Wayne going to dodge the attack. Henry tells Korin this is going too far. Korin tells him it's Wayne's fault of opposing him, and he held back just enough to not kill him, as he can brush off his injuries sustained during the practical training. Wayne says no need to worry as he is not injured after all, and uses his spell named Bind of Severance, and now Korin can't move at all. Wayne tells him he just used onmyoujutsu that he looked down upon. Korin didn't like that. Wayne tells him to relax as he will also hold back as well. Paulo comes here and tells Wayne to stop as this is enough. Wayne backs off. Paulo says he has been watching this year practical training from the start. Korin gets scared and asks Headmaster what is he doing here. Paula says some of the students from sword class has reported your bad behavior, so he decided to watch the practical training and tells Kurin that he is fired. He tells Paula that it's a misunderstanding. Paula tells him what would that be, didn't you just omit information trying to get these two students in trouble, and tells him to drop the excuses, he will question him about everything once the training is over. Korin tells Wayne it's all his fault. Wayne tells him he just reaped what you sowed. Korin tells him to shut up as he is already fired, and he will be taking Wayne with him, and fires a spell at him. Seems that he still doesn't understand the difference between their powers, and uses a flaming spell which cancels out Korin magic. He is shocked to see this. Wayne tells him, does you understand now? This is what onmyoujutsu is. After that, scene shifts to Kijin and Sophie coming back after getting the crystal. Sophie thanks Kijin for teaming up with her. Kijin says she should be thanking her too as she had fun thanks to Sophie. She gets happy hearing this. Kijin asks Sophie why did she choose her to pair up, as everyone in the class looks up to her so much. Sophie starts laughing and tells Kijin she wanted to get to know her better, and also she thinks after getting close to her, she could consult her about Wayne as well. Kijin gets happy as she thanks her. Sophie say they didn't see the barrier Korin-sensei talked about. Terrifying. Kijin smiling says who knows. They comes out of the forest and Wayne greets both of them. Sophie says you guys really did make it back before them, and asks Wayne where's Korin-sensei. Wayne tells her he is over there. She goes to him to report him that they have returned. She calls him but he is not in his senses. Sophie asks what happened to Korin-sensei. Wayne tells her headmaster showed up and fired him. Sophie gets shocked hearing this, and by the end of the day Korin had left Alsura Magic Academy. Wayne is in his carriage with Kijin. She tells him practical training turned out to be a great opportunity as he became friends with Henry, and also got rid of that eyesore of a teacher. Wayne tells her that he is happy as the students in the class seems to recognize Henry now, and also she and Sophie have gotten closer to one another, and also they are planning to have dinner together. Teimo tells Wayne that they are about to arrive at Culbut Village, the new addition to their territory. Wayne hopes that those guys have gotten along with the villagers. Wayne arrives at the village. The chief of the village named Yan come to welcome him. Wayne says thanks you very much, and asks him if his servants are doing a good job. He tells him yes, of course they are. Wayne judges from Chief's reaction they are doing better than he expected. Chief tells him that he will show him the way to his servants, and they starts walking. Wayne is surprised to see that they have such a luxurious mansion here. Chief tells Wayne because Toda and others are their great benefactors, and letting them have this in return is only natural. Wayne now gets more curious, and they go up the stairs and sees Toda sitting on the sofa like a royal. Wayne asks him why is he looking so mighty today. He says because of his popularity, of course. Shazuka tells Wayne it's because since they arrive here he has been constantly hunting the monsters around the village. Since the people here have been suffering from monster attacks for a long time, they see Toda as their savior, as they have gotten along with the people as Wayne requested, but it has completely gotten into Toda's head, and he listens to them even less than before. Dane gets mad and asks Wayne to do something about him. Wayne says he will do something. Wayne envisions something a little different than this, but this is pretty good result, and if they worship you, which means they will gladly obey our orders when we give them. And if they want Toda to listen to them, there is a quick and easy way to have him do so. Wayne tells Toda why not they fight. Toda jumps and attack Wayne saying he will do that. As Wayne blocks his attack says then it's decided. They both go outside for their fight. Everyone is standing on the side watching. Wayne tells Toda it's been a while since they fought. Toda has been waiting for this moment. The day he will kill Wayne and comes behind him and kicks Wayne. He goes flying in the air blocking the attack, but Toda comes around him started punching him, but couldn't get a clean hit. That is which exactly make Wayne worth killing for Toda. He backs from Wayne and uses his kick of flames, thinks Wayne can easily defend against this technique, but also uses his Eye of the Snake King, which stops Wayne from moving, and Wayne was about to take a direct hit from the attack. Toda thinks it's his win now. Then Wayne comes behind him and tells Toda he might have lost to that if he was just reincarnated, and punches him to the ground. Toda falls into the river. Wayne uses his spiritual light arrow and hits Toda with a direct hit. Dane starts cheering saying she knew Wayne would win. Bayako says Wayne is regaining more of his former strength by the day, and same goes for them too. Wayne comes down and tells Toda it's clear to say that he won. Toda gets mad and says he lost this time, but next time he will definitely kill him in their fight, and walks of Wayne thinks this is how he is. At least this should make him listen to him for a while. Dane hugs Wayne saying good job. They all came down and tells Wayne as expected from him to unearth a holy spring in the middle of their fight with Toda. Suzoku asks Wayne that's why he chose to fight here. Wayne says yes. Dane finds this really awesome and gets excited. Teimo and Kijin wanted to dig up a hot spring in this village. Suzuka says so that's why you were investigating the surrounding soil with onmyoujutsu. If they could find a hot spring, then they could create several tourist destinations here, and people from all over the country will visit Kolba. And after that they started the development of the Kolba village with hot spring resorts, and they can expand it little by little corresponding to the amount of people that arrive. All the villagers are working hard because of trust Toda's group has built. Kijin tells Wayne that the baths will be finished today, but Wayne is in deep thought thinking about something. Wayne tells her it's nice that they are coming along nicely, and tells Kijin he has some tribal business. He will be back by tonight and leaves, and scene shifts to the Kolbut mine where a strange man in a cloak is making a dark magic circle, but Wayne comes to save the Kolbut village, and asks the man what is he doing here, but he doesn't say anything, uses a flame explosion spell and fires towards Wayne. He easily evades the fire and comes behind him and knocks out the guy in no time. Wayne thinks he doesn't know the guy and what exactly he was trying to set free here. Wayne says he will ask Tenku to investigate this mine later and hand over this guy to the knights at the capital. Wayne comes back, everyone welcomes him back. They waited for him to come back after finishing the bath since they wanted him to be the first one to go in it. Wayne tells them they didn't need to do that. She tells him of course they will not use it until he does it first. Kijin tells Dane this is rude. Wayne tells them why not you all should come in with him. They all get happy and says of course. The guys goes into the men's bath and the girls go to their bath. But Dane slips on the floor. Kijin tells her she is reckless as ever. Kijin goes into the bath gracefully and Dane jumps into the splashing all water on Kijin as the girls enjoying their bath. On the other hand, Tuda is on the roof line. Bayako tells him to come and take a bath with them. He tells them to leave him alone. They say he is still brooding over losing to Wayne. Kijin contacts Wayne through telepathy and asks Wayne is the temperature up to his liking. He tells her yes. And also he has changed quite a lot. Wayne asks he in what way. She tells him he has become more gentler person than he used to be in his previous life. Wayne tells her that's not true as he was always a gentle person. She starts lauding and says I guess. She says you may not be aware of it yourself, but she thinks that through his interaction with Henry and Sophie, as they are now she is sure they will never betray him. Rather they will walk alongside him, that what amazing friends she think they are. The next day Kijin comes in the office with the bad news. Wayne asks her what happened. She tells him that the magician he caught yesterday has passed away. Wayne says that's unfortunate, let's go check his body. He goes inside the cell to check his body and sends a pretty dense mana, which means he was killed by a spell. He sees the magic crest on his chest as the crest has a design which amplifies a magic contract. It's looked like it was to activate after a set period of time specified by the contract. But it's fully activated, which means they shut him up as he was just a pawn in their organization. It bothers Wayne as he was never able to find out who he was. He tells Kijin let's investigate Kolbut mine next. Bayako asks Wayne, can you come with them? Wayne says of course. They goes inside the mine and Wayne takes them to where the magician tried dispelling the seal, which means there must be something sealed inside the mine, but the question is what they were planning on doing with it. Wayne says let's break the seal. Bayako say wouldn't that be dangerous? Wayne says they can't do just thinking about it, as where his powers are now he can deal with pretty much anything. They started trying to dispelling the seal. Wayne thinks no magic is perfect. It's bound to have a flaw somewhere, so he can probably neutralize it by bombarding it with his spiritual power. He casts his spell and breaks the seal, and wonders what kind of monster he will see. Lava shickles around and salamander comes out of there. Bayako tells Wayne let him handle this and charges forward. Wayne tells him he wants to investigate it, so make sure not to kill it. Salamander blows fire at him. Wayne thinks it's intense heat, but it's useless against Bayako. Bayako uses his spell and easily takes down the salamander. Wayne gets happy seeing how fast Bayako is, which is to be expected from the 12 heavenly generals. Bayako asks Wayne is this enough? Wayne tells him it's perfect. Wayne comes forward to check out the salamander. Suddenly smoke surrounds the salamander and Wayne can't see anything, and salamander shrinks into a baby. Kijin and others finds him really cute. As Wayne tries to touch it, he starts talking and asks Wayne to spare his life. Wayne is surprised to see a talking salamander and doesn't understand the meaning of this. Salamander tells Wayne that he is not a monster but he is a spirit. Wayne picks him up and asks him why did he attack them when they released him. He says he was simply confused by the whole ordeal. Wayne says he believes him. Spirit thanks him. Kijin asks Wayne is this really okay? Wayne says he don't mind. Somewhat he is responsible since he is the one who set it free. Wayne tells the spirit he would like to ask him a lot of questions. Spirit says of course he will answer. Summarizing all the questions Wayne asked the spirit, as he is a fire spirit named Salamander and doesn't remember who sealed him and nor does know the reason why, as he is one of the 4 spirits each represents the elements of water, fire, earth, and wind. Wayne gets irritated as the spirit doesn't remember all the important bits. Kijin tells the spirit, "Aren't you lying?" Wayne thinks that's not the case. Wayne says, could it be that the other spirits were also sealed somewhere just like him? Spirit says he has no idea about it. Bayako says what a useless lizard, but he does where the other spirits are. Wei asks him how come does he know that, since they all represent their own elements, so they rotly grasp about each other's existence. Wayne says to Kijin, then if they go and meet these spirits they might be able to understand why they were sealed and what the magicians are planning. Kijin loved the idea, and also they have a guide too who will help them. Wayne says to the spirit if he helps them he will take responsibility and will look after him. Wayne tells him that he has been sealed for so long, so he wanted to get along with him. Wayne says you are free to refuse if he doesn't like the idea. Salamander gets excited and says he will be at his care then. Spirit tells Wayne that 5 meals a day and a quiet place to sleep is a must for him as he thanks him. After that Wayne goes to the academy and tells everything that happens to the principal Polo, which is why Wayne will be taking leave from school for a while. Paulo get excited, says it's an interesting story, so interesting that if he wasn't the principal he would join him. Wayne says you don't have to follow him. Paulo says he was just kidding. Paulo asks Wayne as he has been getting in a lot of trouble lately. Wayne says he was probably born under a star. Paulo starts laughing and says that expression fits him perfectly and would like to hear about his adventure when he comes back. Wayne says he will tell him and excuse himself from there. As he comes out of the principal's office, Sophie greets him and asks him did he has business with the headmaster. Wayne tells her yes, as he has taken a leave from school. Sophie asks him what happened, is he sick? Wayne says no, he just had some business and he need to go on a trip to take care of it. Sophie asks him how long will he be gone for. Wayne says it's not exactly clear. Then Sophie asks Wayne can she comes along with him. Wayne is surprised hearing this, and Sophie tells him she wanted to repay him as he has done a lot for her. Wayne tells her I know, but he doesn't know how long will he be gone for. If takes a long time then she might have to neglect her studies for quite some time. Sophie says she don't mind as she thinks she would learn more from just being around him than in a classroom. Then he will be counting on her, and they shake hands on it. They both comes into Paulo's office and Wayne tells him that Sophie would also like to join him on his trip. Paulo starts smiling and tells Wayne that quite a catch. Wayne tells him it's not like that. They comes out of his room and Sophie starts blushing. She asks Wayne he hasn't told her yet where are they going. He tells her first they are going to the port town of Nelhaida. Wayne thinks that's where the great water spirit would be and wonders how it will go. Kijin is waiting for Wayne outside the academy. She sees Sophie. Wayne tells her that he ended up bringing Sophie along as well. Kijin says as Wayne wishes and Sophie tell her she will be in her care. Kijin says likewise. Then the salamander comes out and says he will be in charge of guiding them. Sophie is shocked to see a talking monster. Wayne starts laughing and tells Sophie he hasn't told her yet. Then the scene shifts to Wayne's office where he shows Dayan and Shazuka the salamander. Wayne tells them the reason he gathered them here, so to get them in contact with other spirits apart from the fire one. Shazuka says isn't this little the only one who can find them? Wayne tells him there's a way they can find them. Salamander fires a few fireballs and Wayne tells them these furballs that contain some of his power, so they should be able to guide them where the other spirits are. Dane finds these fourballs really fascinating. Wayne tells them they will split up and head towards a different spirit each. Kijin and him will head to the port town Nelhaida to meet the water spirit. Suzaku and Dayan will use the fire spirit to find the earth spirit in Suzona Mountains. Likewise Tounda and Bako will head to Kuwalfost to find the wind spirit. Tuda gets irritated. Wayne tells him he will be counting on him. Bayako asks Wayne what will they do if the spirits are also sealed like salamander. Wayne says then he would like them to undo the seal, protect the spirit, and bring it back here safely. After assigning everyone their work they all head out. The scene shifts back to the carriage where Sophie finally gets that this little guy is not a monster but is a spirit. Sophie says it's so well behaved and still got sealed, and she is curious why he got sealed. Wayne says it seemed well behaved, but it must have done something bad to deserve such treatment. Salamander, that is not true at all. Wayne tells the spirit did lose his memory and then attacked him right away after getting released. Sophie tells Wayne she can't imagine it wouldn't be scary getting attacked by something so small. Wayne starts laughing as spirit tells him it would never again, so forgive him. Wayne tells him he won't abandon him even if he did something bad, as he is the one who released his seal after all. Spirit finds this really touching and started crying. Sophie starts laughing seeing the spirit happy. and also Wayne is quite good dealing with problem children. Sophie contemplate about what Wayne said about problem children. The scene moves to Byako and Tuta riding the horse in the middle of the desert. As Byako sneezes, Tuta asks him, did he get a cold? He says no, someone must be thinking about him. Hearing this, Tuta gets irritated, as it was getting late for Wayne's team, so stopped by a city to sleep at an inn. It takes 4 days to get to Nulhuda by carriage, and lucky for them, there are quite a lot of inns comes on their way, so they can travel leisurely. Sophie is really happy as it's her first time eating on a trip with her friends. She finds it really refreshing. She gets defensive and tells Wayne it's like she wanted to go on a trip with them, as she will try her best to help him out. Wayne tells her she doesn't have to be so straight-laced, as he is enjoying the trip as well. Kijin says it's more lively with Sophie with them, and also she wanted to eat a meal with her for a long time. Sophie starts smiling as she thanks them both. Suddenly, a guy loudly opens the door and sits on the table next to Wayne's, and asks the waiter to bring his usual. Other people started talking as he is the guy from the mayor's, and he thinks himself some big shot. He sees Sophie and Kijin and calls them, and tells them why not ditch that dull guy and come eat with him. Wayne doesn't care about him at all and kept eating his food. But Kijin gives him the dead look, and the guy gets scared and thought to himself, he can't lose, he have to confident here. He comes in front of Kijin and tells her what's up with her attitude. Does she know who he is? He is the son of the mayor here. Sophie tells him, well, in that case, he should be the one fixing his attitude. He asks why should he? Sophie shows him the crest and asks him does he recognize this. The guy runs out of the inn in a second. Sophie says what was that? Wayne tells her this kind of things often happens here. After 3 days later, they arrive the Nulhuda, and Wayne asks the spirit where does he feel the spirit's presence. He tells them from over there. Wayne tells them let's go check it out. They comes here and sees a statue. Salamander tells them that of the statue of Saloon, the goddess of the sea. Wayne checks it out and says it's pretty weathered though. Well, it was quite a long trip just to end up here, and think not many would come here all the way just to pray here. Wayne asks the salamander is this is the place where the water spirit is sealed. He tells Wayne he can faintly feel her presence, but he thinks it's that way. That way is the sea. Well, it wouldn't be strange for water spirit to be sealed under the sea. But Wayne thinks why spirit presence is still only faint, as Wayne can sense that the statue is covered with a thin layer of mana. Some sort of spell must have been cast on it. Wayne uses his jutsu, places hand on the statue and breaks the layer of mana, and the statue starts shining, and a girl which seems to be the spirit of water appears and tells Wayne nice to meet him. Wayne asks her who is she and also where are they. She tells him that she is the goddess of the sea saloon, and this is a special dimension where they can hold their true forms. Wayne gets surprised to see this. Wayne says she does resemble the statue. She asks Wayne does he not believe him. Wayne he does. Wayne tells her then he must speak formally with a goddess. She says speaking naturally is fine for her. Wayne asks her why did she appear in front of him as he is not a religious person. She tells him she finds him amusing as it's her first time seeing a youth like him, mixed with a soul from another world, and using the power that's opposite of magic. Wayne thinks she can see a lot. He tells her what she is hoping to achieve by showing herself to him. She tells him nothing much as she just wanted to say hi to him. She tells Wayne he is burdened with a tremendous duty, and she is assured they will get a chance to meet again. What tells her what is she talking about? She says that's not something she will tell him as it's only for gods to know. Wayne says guess it can't be helped then, as has no idea what's waiting for him. He will just have to try his best. She tells him she has activated the spell cast on the statue, which will help him finding what he seeks. Wayne thanks her. She says if didn't have done that then he would have completely erased that spell. She tells him they have runs out of time and says her goodbye to him. Wayne comes in front of the statue. Sophie says what's wrong? He says nothing and says let's try it out. He uses the spell and creates a passage under the sea which has mansion under the sea. They all are surprised to see this. Sophie says if the spell will be activated by touch then it would have been famous by now. Wayne tells her he used his onmyoujutsu to activate the spell. Sophie finds onmyoujutsu really convenient. Wayne tells them that it looks like temple under the bottom of the sea. Salamander says he can feel the water spirit ahead of them. They move forward and Wayne thinks finally he is going to meet the water spirit and he might be able to shed light on some mysteries. Outside back at the statue a guy is there and sees that there really is a spell casted on this statue and says he should hurry up and do his job. Back inside the TED, Wayne finds something. A mermaid chained up inside a crystal. Salamander says she is the water spirit. Now they have found the spirit. Wayne says let's start releasing the seal. Salamander say this seal cannot be broken half-heartedly. Sophie tells Wayne she also agree as they need first order magic to break the seal. Wayne says it's the same as with the salamander then it should be easy for him. Keijin tells Wayne to be careful as they don't know if it will attack them as soon as it is released. Wayne puts his hand on the chains and breaks them easily instantly, and she falls into Wayne's arms. Sophie didn't like that at all and gets jealous. Salamander couldn't believe what he just saw and asks Wayne who is he. Wayne tells him he is just an average exorcist. Keijin says he is the strongest exorcist. Wayne says okay. Spirit wakes up and asks Wayne who is he. Salamander greets her and tells her she is released from her seal, and this guy helped him out. She tells Salamander then he is the one who brought these people here. That guy comes from behind and tells them good job, as he would have never thought you guys would be so kind to release the seal for him. They all get ready to attack. Wayne tells them to stand back and leave it to him. Spirit asks Salamander did he also bring him here. He says no. He tells Undyne to let him deal with him. She says okay as she just got released and her memories are still a little hazy. Wayne thinks he didn't notice him at all, as this guy is much stealthier than the other magician that showed up in Culbut. Wayne asks him who is he. He tells him he can call him a villain, and if Wayne hand over the spirit, he will at least spare his life. And he sees the lizard spirit too, and tells Wayne that he hands him both of these spirits he will pretend he never met them. Wayne says allow me to offer you a counter proposal. Wayne says tell me about your organization and piss off. He tells Wayne you might not be able to tell the difference between their powers, so tells Wayne he might end up dying if he is too cocky, and tells Wayne there's no going back and takes out his sword and charges towards Wayne. Spirit thinks Wayne might get hurt as he doesn't seem strong. Salamander tells her Wayne is stronger than him, so don't worry. Wayne easily blocks his attacks with his sword. He gets surprised and asks him who is he, as he doesn't have any mana and yet can use magic. Wayne tells him this isn't magic, it's called onmyoujutsu. He doesn't understand Wayne. Wayne says okay, let him show you the power of onmyoujutsu. The guy thinks he needs to get a little serious too and create 5 clones of himself. Sophie is shocked to see this, as he did this without a chant and looks really strong magician too. Wayne tells him does he really think such child's play would work on him. He tells Wayne then show him that it doesn't and charges towards Wayne and attacks him, but blocks his attack easily and comes behind the real one and cuts him, but it wasn't the real one. Keijin is shocked to see that Wayne was wrong. Wayne tells him he is quite devious, as he wasn't wrong when he was about to cut it and he changed places with a clone, which means he can use his copies as scapegoats. Guy tells him that is correct and says just because you understand his technique it doesn't mean he can deal with him. He comes behind Wayne and was about to cut him. Wayne quickly blocks him attack. Then the villain again attacks Wayne, but he still easily dodges them. Villain thinks he is really strong, then uses all his clone and fires spell at Wayne. He easily dodges his attacks and says it's about time to finish this. Villain says his bluff won't work on him. Suddenly he feels chills. Wayne comes down and tells him let me show you whether it's a bluff or not. Villain calms himself down. His onmyoujutsu must be defensive technique, as he has not attacked him yet, as he must be planning to escape by bluffing to buy some time. Wayne tells him to keep using his clones or otherwise it won't be any fun. Wayne gets ready to attack him and instantly cuts through him. Villain couldn't believe what just happened. Wayne tells him if he is going to change places with his clones, then he will just attack all of his clones at the same time, and ask him what does he think about onmyoujutsu. Sophie thinks Wayne easily overwhelmed that magician. Just how strong does Wayne really is? Keijin thinks Wayne has gotten really strong as he is regaining his powers at a terrifying pace. Water Spirit is shocked to see this and says how can a human be this powerful? Salamander tells her he doesn't know, so they shouldn't get on his bad side ever. Villain tells Wayne he wasn't serious till the very end. Wayne tells him this would have easier to him to understand this way the difference in their powers. Wayne asks him to tell him about his organization and what are they after. He tells him he is not going to tell him anything and takes out a blue ball and vanishes in front of them. They get surprised as Wayne let him get away.